Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today's verse is 8.14. So let us recite the verse. Ananyacheta satatam yo mam smarati nityashah Tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah ananyacheta satatam yo mam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So this very wonderful verse, we'll try to take some lessons from it. See, very nice verse, right? Ananya chetaha satatam, right? See, for one who always, Krishna says, for one who always remembers me without deviation. We remember, but with a lot of deviations, right? It's not constant. So I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. See, this verse, especially describes the final destination attained by unalloyed devotees, pure, very pure devotees, who serve Krishna in Bhakti Yoga. See, previous verses, Prabhupada says in the previous verses, I have mentioned 4 different kinds of devotees: the distressed, the inquisitive, those who seek material gain, and the speculative philosophers. So, see, Prabhupada very nicely gives in this purport different processes of liberation have also been described, like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga. And he says that the principles of these yoga systems have some bhakti added. But this verse particularly mentions pure bhakti yoga, the current verse. That is, without any mixture of jnana, karma, or hatha. So that's why the word ananya chetaha, in pure bhakti. The devotee desires nothing but Krishna. So ananya chetaha, without deviation. How to understand this point? See, if you stay in the city, right, there are so many deviations because every vibration, whether it is material vibration or transcendental vibration, okay, it preserves itself in the atmosphere. And as we think, those particular types of vibrations are attracted. People speak about the universe, manifest so many things. So suppose somebody wants to rob the bank. So he thinks about robbing the bank. He meditates on that, right? That is his devotional service. Bank is his God. And then because he thinks that way, all the ideas from the atmosphere, they come to him. Where is the bank? Which is a good bank to rob? Which time? Which bank is closed on Sundays? What time is closed? How to enter it? How to break it? So how to get away from it without being arrested? So all these things are planned in his mind. So he also gets all the vibrations. Because there are vibrations for robbing also in the atmosphere. So in the same way, the devotees think how to glorify Krishna, where to go, what is to be done. Then the devotee gets that information from scriptures, association, and things like that. So this is how it is always essential to vibrate the auspicious things. So if you continue to vibrate inauspicious things, or if you continue to think inauspiciously, right now, then you are destroyed. See, forget about the vibration, okay? See, talk comes afterwards, but the ideas come before. So as soon as the ideas are polluted, your whole life is polluted. So in order to stop this pollution, we are advised in this verse, Ananya Cheta Satatam Yomam Smarati Nityashah. And then Krishna gives us the reward in this verse. What is that? Those who regularly, always, every day, remember me. Three things he says. Always regularly means first of every month. That is also regular. So regularly, then always, every day. So those who regularly, always, every day remember me, right? Somehow or the other find out the ways and means so that Krishna will not get out of our sight, right? In that case, then what happens? Then Tasyaham Surabha Partha. I am very easy to attain. Dear Arjuna, I am very easy to attain. That's what he says. So Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaha, by regularly remembering Krishna, me. That's what Krishna says. So the point now to understand is how to remove our inauspicious thoughts and actions. See, as soon as Vidushita Ashayam in second canto, second chapter, verse number 37. As soon as the goal of existence is polluted, we cannot win. So in order to have the fresh, true goal of existence, we must come to the scriptures. So this verse is beautiful. Pibanti ye bhagavatatmanas satam katamritam shravana puteshu sambratam punanti te vishaya vidushita hashayam vrajanti tacharna saroruhantikam. Those who drink, not through the mouth, through oral reception, fully filled with the nectarian messages of Lord Krishna, the beloved of the devotees, right? They purify the polluted aim of life known as material enjoyment and thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead. See, best verse from Bhagavatam, right? This verse. Second canto, 2:237. So how to have an unpolluted aim of our existence? Pibanti ye bhagavata atmanasatam. That is, those who hear, those who drink the nectar of Bhagavatam through the mouth of the devotee, what do? Kathamritam, the nectarian topics of Krishna. Then Shravana Puteshu Sambritam, that is, they fill Krishna Katha in their ear holes. Then the effect is Punanti Te Vishaya Vidushitas Hayam. Punanti, they are completely purified of their polluted aim, which is the foolish goal of existence. So this is a way to clear our goal of our life. That means we have to come to the transcendental activities of the transcendental Supreme Krishna in order to become transcendental ourselves, right? So we must be surcharged with these transcendental activities and transcendental ideas. Otherwise, you'll be seized by the material ideas. So the last 2 days, right? Jagannath Rath Yatra in Puri, then every place, each and every, completely absorbed, surcharged with transcendental activities and transcendental ideas, right? So if you're not transcendental, means miseries are awaiting for you. As soon as you are captured by the materialistic ideas, miseries will start. So it's very nicely described in Bhagavatam that if you are not attracted to the owner of the 5 great elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. See, these are the great elements, right? If you're not attracted to the controller of these elements, then each element becomes your enemy. This is why scriptures insist that you do not do anything and everything, okay? Doesn't matter. But you carry on Krishna consciously, honestly earning your maintenance in a Krishna conscious way. So we should not increase our unnecessary necessities, right? Then what happens? Difficulties, miseries, then impurity. Our goal will be completely purified when we don't hanker for these things. We only go through the Krishna conscious way. See, then punanti, that is, you can purify. See, whatever dirt we have accumulated, it can be purified. The main thing to be understood is very clearly, that is, if you do this, if your goal of existence is purified, and if you follow it, with a purified means, right? Then you attain what? His lotus feet. So this is the way to attain, right? That is the meaning of this verse. Ananya chetaha satata. So we have to pray to the Supreme Lord Krishna that let me be purified of all the polluted thoughts and actions in my life. And let me always meditate on the auspicious Lord's names and pastimes. See, thought is very difficult in our current conditional state, right? But if it is just definitely, if it is possible, if you only take advantage of the causeless mercy of the Lord and his spiritual master. That's why Krishna says in this verse, right? Ananya chetaha satatam yomam smarati nityashah. Undeviatingly, you think of me. See, one can understand that at the material platform, if just thinking, no, brings those results, correct? Then what to speak of in spiritual platform? Krishna here, he is rewarding us, those who remember him regularly. So we have to find out ways and means so that we will never forget Krishna. Then what happens? Tasyaham sulabha partha. They can very easily attain Krishna. How? Nitya yuktasya yogina, always engaged in remembering him. See, we are very lucky. Now we are all very lucky at the moment, right? We are reading this. And while reading this and hearing this, we are thinking of about Krishna. And our mind is not deviated. It's a pure devotional service now. We are all pure devotees at the moment. Just thinking of Krishna at this moment. Right now, we are ananya cheta, undeviated. See, in our available time, each second has got to be utilized in serving and remembering Krishna. The rest of the work should be minimized to our minimum to meet our requirements. Okay. So we should not run after them. Our faith in Krishna should not dwindle. See, as soon as our faith dwindles, no, we try to take shelter of money, gold, good country, high pay job, right? And so and so. Although we know that we are not his body, but spirit souls, but still we go about these things. See, the body has got to die one day or the other. So in order to strengthen the faith, we have to get rid of the inauspicious ideas. My Guru Maharaj, in one of his classes, he said, if a lady is attached only to her husband, and if husband is attached only to his wife, then though married, they both are brahmachari. That is the chastity. See, Atri Rishi had a wife named Anasuya. So once demigods, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, they went to test Anasuya. And Anasuya was very chaste. Anasuya came out with some charity in her hands. But these demigods, they said they will accept the charity if she gives without wearing a single cloth. So it was a great problem. She cannot deny charity and cannot even give charity now. So she was a chaste lady. Chastity has a huge power. Even a chaste husband has a lot of power. So Anasuya converted these three demigods into small babies. She then took out clothes and gave charity to the demigods. So the demigods were very much pleased by this. So then they asked her to ask for any benediction. And Anasuya, she asked them, if you're all really pleased, then please combine together and become my son. That's how Dattatreya was born. So Dattatreya is Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So similarly, chastity should be there in devotional service also. Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityashah. Constantly attached only to Krishna without deviating our mind. So our bhakti must be undeviated, unflinching. So the point is, if you are attached to Krishna through knowledge, through the scriptural evidences, then we will remain unflinchingly devoted to Krishna, right? See, unless you read Srila Prabhupada's books, you won't be able to convince yourself also. Then what to speak of convincing others? See, first we have to convince ourselves. And then, while trying to convince ourselves, the arguments that help us in convincing ourselves will help us in convincing others also. So this is the secret of studying the scriptures. This is the way of Ananya Chetaha Satatam Yomam Smarati Nityasah. See, Ravana, he was a very staunch Shiv Bhakta. but it was finished by Lord Ram. If at all he had been attached to and strongly devoted to Lord Ram, then he would have never been killed. But he didn't have any unflinching faith on Lord Ram, and which led to his destructions. See, we are not to deviate from our path of worshipping Krishna. We may come to the temple sometimes and attend programs and then go home. But as soon as you leave the temple, you get entangled in illusion energy and forget Krishna totally. So unless we stop this foolishness, we cannot follow this verse. Ananichita. It's not easy to follow this verse. It looks very easy to take the beads and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. But no, it's not easy. Why? Because consistency is not there. So consistency is not easy. So we have to remain fixed. If you are fixed, as told by Krishna, Yomam Smarati Nityasha, then and then only we can attain Krishna. So why can't we follow Bhakti Yoga when it is so nicely explained, right? There are 4 Vedas, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Rig Veda and Atharva Veda, written by Srila Vyasadeva. When Vyasadeva thought, these rascals are losing their memory, so let me combine all of them and write Mahabharata. Even then, we could not follow Bhakti Yoga. Then he wrote so many Puranas, so many Upanishads. Even then, completely like a stone. In the end, he had Vedanta Sutra. Even then, confused of what to do. Then Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam also has 18,000 verses. So we didn't read. It's saying, we will read it in next life or in old age or so and so. Even 700 verses of Bhagavad-gītā, we are not able to follow or read it. We don't have time to read the 7 verses also. So Krishna gave this one verse. Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityashah tasyaham surabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah. But still we are not ready to follow it. We are just playing around, right? We are so proud of anything and everything we have. So illusion energy is so powerful. If you are not transcendental, then miseries are there to attack us. When we stop thinking about Krishna, miseries come upon us. So we will just think about if anything problem is coming upon, we are facing all the agitations, the difficulties. That means we have stopped thinking Krishna. We are not thinking about Krishna. So we are not attracted to the control of these 5 elements, right? Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Then each element becomes our enemy. See, if we don't eat more than required, if we don't earn more than required, we are minimizing things, then we live a very peaceful life. This is the way to attain Krishna. When Lord Ram returned from the forest and was to accept the throne, he called everybody and wanted to give them. Then he asked Lakshmana what he wanted. The Lakshmana said, I don't want anything. I want your association. This is the transcendental gift anyone can ask for, right? Then Urmila also did not ask for anything. Bharat, he said, I want to be attracted to your lotus feet. This is what these devotees asked. In Mandavi, she said, please give us capacity that in future also we have the capability to tolerate all ups and downs in life. We do not pose any problem to the people with whom we are staying. This was the benediction asked by Bharat's wife. Shatrughna, he said, I want to serve Bharat as Bharat is attached to you. This is also transcendental gift, Dasanudas. So Srila Prabhupada says, a pure devotee cannot forget the Supreme Lord for a moment. And similarly, the Supreme Lord cannot forget his pure devotees. So this is a great blessing of the Krishna conscious process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So let us please chant and remember Krishna always, right? Let us all pray and at the lotus feet of Guru, Srila Prabhupada and Krishna to give us the strength to follow all these things to the fullest of our capabilities and engage ourselves in continuous remembrance of Krishna. See, even if I eat, sleep, walk, talk, or be it any activity, we have to just pray at their lotus feet, remember Krishna sincerely with love, and meditate upon his lotus feet for the rest of our lives. See, giving Krishna Bhakti is the best charity. Jananam Punya Karmana means those people who have done pious activities, right? So what are the pious activities? So in order to understand these things, we must go to our scriptures, Bhagavad-gītā, Bhagavatam. Everything is given there. Prabhupada has given us everything in his books. See, if you read even one small book of Prabhupada, you will realize that. See, it is mentioned in the scriptures that, right, Annadhanam, then is a Param Dhanam, right? There is nothing like Annadhanam. Then in the next, then he says, Vidya Dhanam. Vidya is greater than Annadhanam. So giving food to the poor and needy person gives them momentary satisfaction. But giving them gift of knowledge gives satisfaction for them throughout their lives. So for all charity, charity of knowledge about Krishna is the best. Of all charity, charity of knowledge about Krishna is the best. So Srila Prabhupada has distributed Krishna's names freely all over the world. And as a result, even small children know, they say Hare Krishna when they meet all of us, right? This is because of his mercy. So we might not have any facility with us, but at least we have a tongue. Simply chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So this is the greatest pious activity. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we should not engage in sinful activities because it is not our nature. Cheating others is not our nature. If we cheat others, then we feel bad. Krishna's Paramatma instructs us that this is not good. But we fail to listen to him and engage in sinful acts, right? And suffer. Krishna says, those who have stopped sinful activities and started remembering me, such people, Dvandva Moha Nirvinir Mukta, becomes free from dualities of delusion. So Dvandva means dualities, like happiness and distress, success and failure, right? Mine, there. So when we engage in devotional service, we become free from these dualities and we will not get entangled by them. So in such a stage, loss, failure, they do not affect us. Krishna says that such kind of people, right? Bhajante mam dhradavrtaha. They do devotional service with firm determination. So see, that devotee who always thinks of Krishna does not meditate on anything else other than Krishna. Right? So to understand this determination, right? Dhritavata, this is a nice story. There was a small sparrow who built a nest on a tree and laid some eggs. So every day it used to sit on the eggs and eagerly wait for the arrival of the young one. So once, when she had gone out of the nest, there was a huge cyclone. And the tree, along with the nest, was washed away by the floods into the ocean. So when the poor bird returned, it could neither find the tree nor the nest with her eggs. So she asked the ocean, you please keep the trees and the nest also with you, but somehow or the other, please return my eggs. See, when there is some trouble for the children, mother gets very worried, right? Mother can't bear the separation from the children. So somehow or the other, she wanted them to return back. So she was just wanting the eggs alone back. The ocean started laughing. The sparrow told the ocean, there is nothing to laugh here. Please return my eggs. If not, I will empty you. The sparrow is telling the ocean. Now the ocean started to laugh more loudly. The sparrow became very angry. See, she had such a small body, sparrow, right? Everybody knows. There was no bucket also available. So somehow, with her small beak, she started sipping the water from the ocean. How much she can carry? But out of despair, she started doing her work. She didn't hesitate at all. She didn't think, oh, how will I ever be able to empty the ocean with my small beak? No, she just started doing it. Now in the spiritual world, Narada Muni and Garudji, they were talking to each other. Seeing the plight of the sparrow, Narada Muni told Garudji, please see, your sister bird is suffering. Please go and help her. Ocean has swallowed her eggs and is not returning it to her. So the poor bird is trying to empty the ocean. So Garudji immediately came down and threatened the ocean. You better return the eggs to the sparrow, else I will empty you. Then ocean has to agree, right? So the lesson for us is, we should never think that any service is difficult and then keep quiet. We should try to start the service. Any good service is never difficult. It will become easy. So when you are going to do some good service, never think, oh, I am alone. How can I do? What can I do? See, Prabhupada was alone in Vrindavan. He was in his 70s. He didn't think, oh, I am alone. No, even in that age, he traveled to America and underwent so many hardships. Only because of his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, we are all here today. So we should never think negatively. This is called Dhridavrta. Seeing the sparrow's determination, Garuji came to her rescue and the ocean, out of fear for Garuji, returned the eggs. So when a small sparrow could do it, why can't we do it? We are human beings. We should try to serve in whatever capacity we can with nice determination. See, we have to catch Krishna always through his topics, through his service, through his remembrance, through the scriptures, whatever. Always we have to catch him. But we waste our time so much, right? In between our activities, we have so much time. We do some material activities is required. We are doing it. But we have so much time because we don't have time because we don't organize our day-to-day activities. And moreover, we don't keep any Prabhupada's books also. We don't keep any Prabhupada's books. Or even our own diary with some writing we should have. Some points, some sentences, whatever we should have. Because this gives us satisfaction. Then Krishna is with us, right? Prabhupada's books, some writing notes. Prabhupada is with us. Krishna is with us. So Krishna is really merciful when we dig into our own heels and see the faults in ourselves. That is the real mercy of Krishna, when we see the fault in ourselves. Generally, what we do? We blame everybody other than ourselves. That we should stop. We are at fault. We don't see our faults, right? That is the greatest fault. We don't see that is the greatest fault. We should always see and try to rectify ourselves. So this Dhridavrta is so wonderfully mentioned, right? So this is beauty. So a pure devotee always engages in devotional service to Krishna in one of his various special features like Lord Ram, Krishna, Narasimha, right? They fix their mind in the loving service of the Lord. So Bhakti Yoga is very simple and pure and easy to perform. One can begin simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So the Lord is so merciful to all of us. So we should just, without deviation, as he says in this verse, we should accept it. Then Krishna will give us a reward, right? Dadami buddhi yogam tam. He gives sufficient knowledge, intelligence, no, so that ultimately devotee can attain him in his spiritual kingdom. So the special qualification of pure devotee is that he's always thinking of Krishna without deviation and without considering the time or place. So there should be no impediments, right? The pure devotee should be able to carry out his service anywhere and at any time. See, some say that the devotee should remain in holy places like Vrindavan or some holy dham where the Lord lived. But a pure devotee can live anywhere and create the atmosphere of Vrindavana by his devotional service. Prabhupada very nicely says in the purport. See, it was Advaita Acharya who told Lord Chaitanya, wherever you are, O Lord, there is Vrindavan. So, the words Satatam and Nityasha in this verse means always, regularly, every day. A pure devotee constantly remembers Krishna and meditates upon him. So this is a very important point. So this is the greatest blessing, right, of the Krishna conscious process of chanting the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So this verse is so wonderful. Ananya Chetaha Satatam, Yomam Smarati Nityasha, Tasyaham Sulabha Partha, Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaha. Hare Krishna. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you very much for Krishna. Vancha kalpatarupish kripa sindhuvayevacha patitanam pavanam. If you have any questions or anything to share and take away from today's class, you can go ahead. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.